Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. We are back with another crafting video, so ready or not, let's get to crafting. Here's DIY number 1. So I have one of these boards, these long boards from Dollar Tree. I know you probably can't find these anymore. Maybe you have some in your stash. If not, you could really recreate this using any kind of longer board or even a 12 by 12 square sign you could probably do this with. But I'm just going to go over this with my Waverly Antique Wax. I'm just going to brush it all on, and then I'm going to wipe off the excess with a baby wipe, or not a baby wipe, a paper towel. And I'm going to do that all the way down the front. I love how it looks like paneling. But anyways, I have these adorable rub-on transfers. I got these last year from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store, which there's a link to that in the description box below. But I'm going to cut out 3 of them. I'm going to lay these out and I'm going to rub them. Now, I probably shouldn't have used antique wax because sometimes rub-on transfers don't want to stick right away on antique wax. And I forgot about that until I started doing this and it was trying to pull up the image. So I just kept rubbing at it, but these things you really don't have to rub very much. So I ended up really using my fingers as I'm pulling up that transfer tape. I start using my fingers to kind of pull the image down from the transfer tape and then get it to where it would lay on the board just like that. And I just had to do this work very carefully on each one. The third one came out much better. Maybe the bottom was a little drier. I don't know. But that was the issue I had. So once I had them all on, I grabbed some of these little leaves. These come in a bag of leaves that they're like table scatter leaves. You get these from Hobby Lobby. They're over kind of by the kitchen, like the paper plates and that kind of stuff for fall. And I am going to glue some around. I have these sticks, I believe are from Dollar Tree, but I know Hobby Lobby has some too if you can't find them at Dollar Tree anymore. The acorns and pine cones actually came from a package that came from Hobby Lobby. I have had it for a while and I'm sure they still have them. Sometimes they have colored stuff in them, but I'm just going to frame each one of those rub-on transfers that I laid, just laying down the leaves and then gluing the sticks around it and then alternating with the corners with an acorn and then a pine cone. And once I had them all framed out, I just took a couple more of those leaves and went one on each side on the top part. And then I just went all the way around the frame doing that as well. And oh my goodness, you guys, I just absolutely love how this came out. I just added the hanger that came off of it right back onto it. And that's all I did for this. But I just think it is so stinking adorable. I love how this came out. I hope you like this one too. Let me know in the comment box below. Well, here we are again. We are at the end. I love you too. The end of August. I feel like I've missed so much. With my 2 weeks off because of my surgery, I feel like I've missed so much of fall crafting. I told Kathy Jo, I was talking to her the other day, and I'm like, we basically got 1 more month left. That's it. So, and I was going to really try to have 4 projects for you today, but I get really tired. I come in here, I start doing some crafts, and by lunchtime, I'm tired. I have to quit. And so I end up eating my lunch and going and laying back and usually taking a little bit of a nap. So I promise to all of you guys, I know all of you guys are still telling me to take it easy. I am taking it easy. I am listening to my body. And when I know I'm really tired or, I will rest, and been really doing a much better job about taking it easy, making my husband do more. Although I found myself getting frustrated yesterday, and I realized it was because I hate asking him to go do the little things. I want to get up and do it. Stop. And it was frustrating me that I was having to ask him. And so I know I have to get over that. But I'm trying and I'm doing better. Probably by the time the doctor clears me, I'll have it down. And then I'll have to retrain my brain to do things myself. But anyways, I'll be happy to do that. But I am back. And I am so thankful for all of you guys. You guys have all been so supportive during this time. And I truly, truly appreciate it. And Oliver, he needs a bath really bad. But yeah, anyways, he doesn't like that word. He doesn't like it when I say that. In fact, he'll kind of run from me. He'll go climb up on my mom's lap if I say it and I'm walking towards him. But anyways, I appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to try and make this much shorter than the last one. But I just wanted to stop in again and say thank you to all of you guys who are always here supporting me, who watched my compilation videos while I was out, and who's always here and praying for me. I thank you so very much. I really feel my recovery was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And on a bad note to that, though, it makes me want to do more. And I have to tell myself, no, my body's still healing. So, but I do truly appreciate it. And if you're new here, I am so glad you are here. My name is Brenda, and this is my Oliver, who loves my toothpaste breath. Anyways, we are so glad you stopped by. If you like home decor on a budget, I'd love it if you hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family, and then let me know that you're new here. And for those of you here, don't forget to like, comment, hype, all that stuff. And so with all of that, you guys, let's continue on with the video. Okay, here we go to number 2. So I have one of these pumpkins, wood pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. They're 40% off, which brings them around $2. I painted them with Waverly chalk paint in the color Moss, Cashew, my folk art in the color True Burgundy, Deco Arts Burnt Orange, and then that other one is, I think, Crafters. It's Hobby Lobby's Earth Brown, I believe. And then after it was all dry, I took some more of these. These are a different set of rub-on transfers from Amazon. And I just love these too. I think they're so cute. I love that mushroom one. But I'm going to use the owl. So I cut out the owl. And after I had it all cut out, I'm just going to lay him right in the middle of this pumpkin. Oh my goodness, you guys, this one I love too. I just love how these came out. But I'm just going to place that right down. And I'm going to just use my little stick thingy to rub it all. In fact, I probably rubbed it more than I really needed to. And then just remove that transfer tape. Now, these are going to be really easy DIYs because, as you know, I'm still recovering, and I just am doing the easy projects right now. So I know you might be going, another rub-on transfer project? Well, that's just because I'm going easy, right? I had some other ideas for Woodland Fall decor that I wasn't able to get to, but anyways, I love how this came out. Sometimes easy is just even better. I took some raffia here. I took a handful of it. I'm going to hold it together with some twine. I'm going to glue it to the base of my pumpkin here. And then I'm going to give it a haircut because it was a little crazy, kind of like Oliver's hair. I had to cut it the other day, and if you looked real closely, you'd laugh because it's very very uneven. Anyways, I then took some leaves here. I'm going to glue one on each side, and these leaves I got a couple of years ago from Amazon. But I do believe they're in my Amazon store. They come with a whole bunch of different leaves. And then these pine cones came from Pam from Montana. Thank you so much, Pam. They are wonderful. They're beautiful pine cones. They came from her yard. And so she sent them to me, and I'm going to use some of those. And then these acorns came from Hobby Lobby. Same with the pip berries here. This is a big roll of them from Hobby Lobby. I realized I did not have any fall color ones. I just have mainly 4th of July and Christmas ones. So I got some fall colored ones. I wrapped it around the peduncle of that pumpkin. I'm going to cut them down to be about the same length. I'm just going to use a paintbrush here, and the paintbrush handle. I'm going to wrap it around just to give it that coil look. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. We were at Walmart the other day, and I was looking at one of their pieces they had, and my husband's like, why do they have that coil thing? Like, haven't you ever seen pictures of pumpkins? I don't know. Anyways, I went ahead and glued some more flowers at the top, and then I'm just going to take some of this ribbon that I also had in my stash, but it came from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to make a regular shoe string bow, nothing spectacular. I'm just going to glue it right. Oh, I decided to glue the pip berries down because they were moving around too much, and then I just glued that bow there and then cut the tails at an angle, and that's all there is for that. I just love how that came out. Those colors are just gorgeous. That's what I love about fall, is these colors. But I hope you like this one too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations, and look at all these pretty pieces that Maria made. Oh, I just love the cherry blossoms and all of them. Great job, Maria. Thank you so much for sharing. And then Karen, look at Kareen. I'm sorry, Kareen. Look at her adorable biscuit pumpkins. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. And then Renee, she's been busy. I love that little pumpkin scarecrow. It is so cute. Thank you, Renee. They are all really cute. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, email pictures to rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. And I don't have hardly any, guys, so you got to get busy. Here we go, DIY number 3. So I took a 14-inch wood round from Hobby Lobby. You could use the ones from Dollar Tree as well. They're 12 inches though. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I am going to try and use my hand to trace out a face of a fox. Now, I had to use my eraser several times, and even now I look at them going, oh, I should have changed it. I should have fixed it a little bit better, but it is what it is, and I still like the way it came out. So I'm going to paint the top part of it with my burnt orange that I absolutely love by DecoArt. And I'm going to paint the bottom part with my Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. Kathy Jo and I were comparing, and Michael's has a paint, I think it's called burnt orange as well, and it's pretty much the same color if you can't find the DecoArt. So I also took my pencil and I traced out a nose, and I kind of wish I would have brought this whole thing down closer to the edge of the sign, but it still looks good. So if you recreate it, you might want to do that. But I'm just going to use a small paintbrush to go around that outline with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. And then I'm just going to paint that all in so that he has a nose there. And that's why I wasn't so worried about that nose being pointed and funny looking, because I knew I was going to cover it up. So after that, I am going to do some eyes. And I have these teardrop shaped wood pieces that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby. And now that my craft room's all organized, I was able to find them very easily, but I'm going to trace them out and use them for the eyes. And then I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the nose. Just going to trace it all out with my black paint and paint in the inside. And then I took a bigger teardrop, and I have some white felt, and I'm tracing this, but I'm making the tracing a little bit bigger than that teardrop, because that was the biggest size I had, but it wasn't quite big enough. Then I cut 2 of those out, and then I took a smaller one and cut 2 more out. And then I'm going to paint the smaller ones with my plaster by Waverly and the bigger ones by the burnt orange by DecoArt. Once I thought they were dry, but look at the back of that. I'm going to glue the white ones, or the plaster color ones, inside the burnt orange. And then I'm going to glue the ends of them together, just like you see, just kind of scrunching them together to make it look like an ear. Then I'm going to just use my hot glue here. I'm going to glue them behind. Oh, I'm going to glue the second one there, I guess. Then I'm going to create hanger holes. I thought, oh, I better create the hanger holes first so I know where to put my ears. So using my big mouth crocodile, I created those hanger holes. That is also in my Amazon store if you're interested in it. And then I'm going to hot glue them to the back of my sign. I have this sign also from Hobby Lobby. Boy, I used a lot of Hobby Lobby stuff this time. And I painted it with my burnt orange. And then I went on Cricut Design Space, found this design, and I printed it out on my Frisco stencil vinyl, and I'm just going to go over it with Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster, and then I'm just going to let it dry. Normally I use my heat gun to dry it, but I was talking to Kathy Jo, so I had to just let it air dry. But then once it was done, I was able to pull all that vinyl right off. And I have found that when you let it dry, it doesn't pull up the paint behind it. If you pull it up before it's dry, I always have issues with it pulling up the paint with it. So that's why I let it dry. Once I had all the vinyl removed, I laid it, the two pieces down together, and I'm just marking where I want to make my holes. So I'm going to make my holes on my fox face, and I was going to make holes on the side, and I remembered this wood is really thick and it's too thick for my crocodile to go through, and I knew if I couldn't try pushing because I'm not supposed to do anything hard like that. So I decided to just staple it. So I took some twine, I took two pieces, and I'm going to, they already had knots on one end. They're from previous signs. And so I'm just going to make sure they're about the same length and tie knots on the other end. But you probably want to bring them through the holes before you tie those second knots. But here I'm just marking little spots on the back because I had marked them on the front. And that way I know where to put those staples. And then I'm just going to line everything up again and staple those two twine pieces to that sign. And I'm just really trying to hold it all still, make sure that it's all about even, and then staple in that last one. And I would say that was all I did to it, but then the next morning I'm like, it needs something more. Oh, I'm going to add my hanger. I just added some twine, another twine hanger that I had in front of me, and I'm just going to thread it through and tie knots. And then this was the next morning. I decided I'm going to take some of these little leaves from Hobby Lobby again, and I think I did like 6 just down each side, and I'm just going to hot glue them down. I just thought it needed a little something more that make it look like fall, and I love how this came out. Yeah, could my face be a little bit better? Probably, but I still love it. I love foxes. I think they are beautiful, and I hope you like this too. You have to let me know if you think you could try something like this yourself. Okay, the final reveal is coming right up. I thank you all so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's video and like home decor on a budget, don't forget to subscribe before you go. Give me a thumbs up, comment, hype, share this video, and most importantly, I hope you guys will have a wonderful weekend. I will not be back on Sunday. I will be back on the 1st, which is Tuesday, with the first of the month challenge, so stay tuned for that. And with all that, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.